Ferryman, the city of stories, the jeweled city resplendent in the desert sun, safe among the shifting sands. But sunset brings a fearful rumor to the bazaar. The impossible has come to pass. An Armuzi army has crossed the desert and prepares to lay siege. Amidst the whispers, a lone figure hurries towards the palace.
हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक अगेन। एक बार फिर से स्वागत है खतरनाक खिलाड़ी वाला गेम चलने वाला भाइयों। देख सकते हैं आप, प्रिंस ऑफ पर्सिया स्टाइल भी है, इसमें स्थित भी है और मतलब बाय मेट्रोइडवेनिया स्टाइल गेम है, रन करेगा। ओ देखो आप ऊपर चढ़ गया कि नहीं भाई। प्रिंस ऑफ पर्सिया फुल स्टिल थे, एक बार में चटका लगी और पूरी बची, समझ रहे हैं आप। तो अभी तो भगना है, अभी फिर रन करेंगे। ओ भाई देखा, कुल मिला के गेम मस्त है और अगर आप देखेंगे तो आगे बहुत ज़्यादा मजा आएगी। गेम में दिमाग का हो सकता है कि भाजी पाला बने, तो जुड़ जाइए आप हमारे साथ। भगना है, भगना देखा, यहाँ पर भी एक सीक्रेट है। अभी हमारे पास कुछ भी नहीं है, देखिए आप, है ना। ये कुछ भी नहीं है, कछु भी नहीं है भाई। Save completed the place of Grenade. लग रहा होगा कि बड़ा बड़ा महल में, अरे दे 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 तो होगा वहाँ। अरे बंद हो गया, बंद हो गया भाई। I like Metroidvania game. RJP.
Shh. Shh. Lie quiet and I'll tell you truth. You know, of course, that we were surrounded by a vast army. But you know also that Fennec, the Sandfox, had great concern for our bright city. Such concern that he paid a visit to his friend the king to offer aid. You know that when the king was murdered, the Sandfox was blamed and dragged from that place in chains. You know that he was brought to the great hall before a grief-stricken court, and that the queen took his glass dagger and she buried it in his heart. The queen smiled, knowing that now her treachery could never be revealed. For no one can live who has felt the kiss of a glass dagger of the Kashai. The body was dropped deep, deep into that pit they call Traitor's Fall. You know this, all of this, but you do not know what happened next. The Sandfox was weary and in pain. No one is unchanged by the traitor's fall. But the Kashai had a duty. The queen had transgressed and was marked for death.
How is it possible, bhai? Yeah, कैसे बच गया भाई? बच कैसे गया? काइसन बची भाई। Still,
every muscle ached, but the Sandfox felt strength returning. A guard, hide!
गार्ड आ गया भाई। चुपचाप निकलना अब। बच गया। अच्छा ये धमक धमक की आवाज आती है भाई, समझ रहे हो आप? समझ रहे हो?
The traitor's fall had taken its toll, but still, the Sandfox could leap like no other. To hang by
भाई।
the fingertips, to
एकदम
climb
पेट्रोल
to great
कम खोले
heights.
इसने।
Such were the skills of the Kashai.
ये क्या है भाई?
Torchlight was risky if watchers were
गिरा
close.
दिया इसको ऊपर।
The Kashai were at depths of the shadows. The surest way to win is
अरे
to
हाइड
avoid
हाइड
the
हाइड
fight.
हाइड।
These were only thugs, the lowest of the low. Yet the Sandfox could not match them for brute strength.
एक बार में झंडा वंदन हो सकता मेरे को लग रहा है।
Ancient waterways, ruined from the time of Empress Sharzad, princes of Karaman had harnessed the water to their own devices.
द डूर। अरे भी है इसमें। हमको मत सिखा भाई। ये क्या नीचे का रास्ता हो गया? हाँ वही तो बोला मैं।
Even a Kashai could not survive a fall from too great a height. Time for caution, the Sandfox thought.
हेलो।
The well-trained Kashai could pinpoint unseen threats easily if they stood still and listened closely. The air smelled of stagnant water and mold.
और भी है इसकी पूंछ। द मिडन ट्रेटर फॉल से मिडन पे आ गया हम। रीजन स्टेट 0402 20% हमने कंप्लीट कर दिया। एबिलिटियां खुलेगी रे भाई साहब। और यहाँ पर हम तो अरे यार ये पिन मार्कर। अरे यार ये तो अब ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा, पिन मार्कर करना पड़ेगा। ओह
The Sandfox needed to find a means.
जूम। अबे जूम तो कर ही नहीं दिया। पेन करता, जूम नहीं करता। जूम नहीं करता।
To open the lock. The Sandfox enjoyed the chance to test skills that had grown rusty.
Oh, thanks, Shamash. I've been stuck here for days, said the woman.
The elevator is on a higher level. I cannot bring it down.
यहाँ आना अपन को। Ride the lift.
Please, can you help? The woman sighed. I cannot go back to my friends, not with the elevator still above.
मोटा आदमी कहाँ जा
Sharzad's fortress had collapsed long ago and left routes impassable to all but the most skilled of climbers. How careless. How lucky. The guard was asleep, and their key was ripe for the picking. These
Job
guards,
gang,
the Sandfox observed, had the good sense to wear a helmet. Knocking them out would be impossible.
निकल लो चुपचाप भाई साहब बंदे हैं इनका
A weapon of stealth.
ब्लैक जैक
With this, the Sandfox could deal with the guards,
अच्छा ये
so long
मारेगा
as they were unaware.
ये आया ब्लैक जैक अपने पास
Many sins of the kingdom washed down these drains.
सर टपाका दूंगा ना मैं अच्छा अरे क्या मारा मैंने क्या मारा बगो 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 बगो
Strange cries echoed through the walls. The Sandfox had never heard a sound so lamentable yet preposterous. The fancy whining persisted. The Sandfox did not know from where it came.
अगर ये जग गया तो बेटा ऐसा धुआं ना बेटा बेटा अरे यार नीचे गिर पड़ा था नीचे गिर पड़ा भाई अरे यार क्या दिया ना भाई कहाँ से आएंगे हम एक मिला
Many sins of the kingdom washed down these drains.
बहुत होशियार बन रहे हो हाँ बहुत होशियार बन रहे हो
Strange cries echoed through the walls. The Sandfox had never heard a sound so lamentable yet
अब की बार आराम से
preposterous.
अब की बार आराम से
The fancy whining persisted. The Sandfox did not know from where it came.
जंप नहीं करते बेटा ज़्यादा मगजमारी नहीं करना
This place had been a storm drain in the days of Sharzad when the gods sent bountiful rain. The Sandfox came to an encounter they would later recall fondly. Here was a place of safety. Here was a... So it's true. The bandaged girl paused, eyes wide. The Sandfox. Well, if you'd told me, I wouldn't have believed it. But here you are. Welcome. You must have many stories. A grin crossed her face. I'd love to hear them, but first let me tell you about this place. It is not like others you have been to. No one has it good down here, do they? Not the prisoners, not the rats, not even the Under Kings, really. Still, it beats a stint in the iron hold. Anyway, that's enough about this place. Tell me what you've been up to. Any new stories, Fox Friend? Fox Friend, what have you been up to? Tell me your story, Fox Friend.
चल भाई इधर तो कुछ भी नहीं है। अरे भाई यहाँ जाना है।
Among the drains and the rat catchers, the Sandfox knew they could relax their guard. There can't be anywhere worse than here, the unhappy man said. I swear if I have to eat another rat... The ugly man must be one of the Under Kings. They had been a power... No chance, said the ugly...
एक, दो, तीन, अच्छा फास्ट ट्रेवल है, चार, एक तो फास्ट ट्रेवल आ गया, ये क्या है? ये तो पन्ने लगाया था, ये यहाँ क्या है भाई?
Man, you're one of them filthy rat catchers.
It's the bridge.
Or at best a darkling. You've nothing we want. The man was muttering ominous words about monsters in caves. The Under Kings have it so easy, the bitter woman said. Since being thrown in here, I can only play in minor keys, said the player. At least I have my music. Others here have lost everything. I've lost my beloved pet rat, the shaggy-faced man cried, his breath thick with the smell of burnt meat. It escaped down to the rat runs. Won't you bring it back to me?
नीचे, यहाँ से नीचे से लिया था अपन।
The fortress was old, and many keys were lost or turned to rust. The Sandfox needed to find other means to tackle such locks.
पहले हम करेंगे ये।
Ah, that smell. Rust and crumbling stone.
क्या खिलवाड़ कर रहा हूँ भाई? वहाँ सिगरेट है भाई।
Ashai foot wraps shod with resin and nails. Old, but still wearable. The Sandfox could make good use of these.
यहाँ आए तो कभी लंबा नहीं जाएगा
The Sandfox knew that now the wall here would be no obstacle.
यहाँ से है
The Sandfox knew better than to try a knockout on the helmeted guard. Did that stop them? No.
अरे यार मुझे देख लेता है यार वो यार बड़ा बदमाश है यार वन हिट किल है भैया अपन भी मारे जाएंगे वो भी मारे जाएंगे एक के बाद वो साला कुछ कर देगा Ow. Ow, what the? अरे यार मेरे अपन में धमाका करा। फास्ट ट्रेवल कैसे करेंगे भाई? निकलो यहाँ से। आओ काका। ले ले ले। क्या बन रहा है यार?
Some locks are beyond even the skill of the Sandfox. Swiping keys from unwary guards, however, is not.
इधर का तो नहीं मिला। इधर चलते हैं अपन।
When he ran out of words, he whimpered. The crawl spaces above were narrow, but the Sandfox could make good use of such a space. The Sandfox could smell flour, sweetmeats, coffee. The Underking's storehouse must lie nearby. The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
What is this, man? ओ 25 में से 1, 29 में से 0।
The tightly wound writing is a missive from the Baton, the Gazelle. The handwriting is poor, written in a pained hand. It details a wound won from carelessness, which the Gazelle fears will be their last. The Sandfox hid away.
अबे डर रहा भाई। आजा मेरे माथे पे ही है भाई।
Within the vase, the Sandfox could not be seen.
और बजाओ दरवाजे। बचून गेले। कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा बेटा तू मेरा, कुछ भी नहीं कर पाएगा।
No one would find the Sandfox inside the box.
आओ
The Sandfox nipped inside a vase. No one would spy them there.
चलो मरेंगे हम। वो डेंजर चल रहा है भाई। आ गए भैया आ गए। एक को मारूंगा तो दूसरा पकड़ लेता भाई। ऊपर को खुलेगा ये वाला और ये भी खुलेंगे। जाना इधर ही।
The Sandfox slipped out of sight.
कैसे कैसे?
Kashai training taught how to open locks, but the Sandfox needed tools to do so.
तो कैसे कूदा था?
The Sandfox held a kind of fondness for the Underking's guards. In their small talk, they were so human. Talking of meals, games, and other comforts, the Sandfox slipped out of sight.
अरे भाई, तो मुसीबत दे दी इन्होंने सालों ने, है? ये क्यों आया यार? जाना इधर है अपन को, इधर क्यों आ गया मैं? चाबी चाहिए भैंस, चाबी चाहिए, किसी एक के पास चाबी भाई।
Everybody knows Sandfoxes hide in boxes.
हाँ भाई,
No one would find the Sandfox inside the box.
अबे इधर आना। चाबी भी नहीं है भाई अपने पास, क्या करूं मैं? चाबी भी नहीं है मेरे पास। ये यहाँ जाना है, ये चाबी लगाना है, यहाँ पर भी है, यहाँ है, ये दरवाजे साले उन्हों, चाबी ना है मेरे पास। ये दो चीजें खुली मेरे को। बस अब तो गायब तेरे लिए। अरे मासी क्या यार, इनको मारना कैसे पड़ेगा यार? दो में से एक के पास चाबी है, कोई युक्ति लगाना पड़ेगी भाई।
Inside the box, the Sandfox could not be seen.
सालो सुनो, सुनो मेरी आवाज, सुनो सुनो मेरी आवाज। ये सालों मैंने तुम्हारे लिए दरवाजा खोला।
vase, the sandfox could not be seen. The sandfox breathed easily again.
देख लिया नहीं ए तेरी बहन का भाई उलझा दिया है ओके एक को धर लूंगा यहाँ पे जिससे एक आएगा ऐसे धर लूंगा मैं उसको ऐसे ओके 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 अरे यार बहुत प्यारा था अपना ट्रायंगल दब गया मेरे से यार भाई स्क्वायर की जगह यार अब समझ में आ गया इसकी पूंछ चल रहा तेरी बहन का भाई चल उधर
Inside the box, the sandfox could not be seen. निकल ले बेटा तू निकल ले The sandfox slipped out of sight.
आजा बेटा आजा तेरी वाट लगाऊंगा मैं आजा आजा राजा चाबी किसके पास है
Within the vase, the sandfox could not be seen.
मत आना इधर
The sandfox nipped inside a vase. No one would spy them there.
मरने की कगार पे रे भाई भैंस
The sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
बहुत बढ़िया बच्चे भाई
The Sandfox still had no tools to open it.
पिक करता यार, अरे यार किधर है? सब पुंगे बजाते हैं।
The Sandfox held a kind of fondness for the Under King's guards. In their small talk, they were so human, talking of meals, games, and other comforts.
करना क्या है यार यहाँ?
The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
ये पजल तो नहीं है बे। सब लगा दिया।
The Sandfox needed to find the means to open the lock.
मैं तो भैंस की पूंछ करूंगा क्या मैं? इधर इधर भी बंद है। फास्ट ट्रेवल भी नहीं है भाई, तो करना क्या है? ये बंद। हद हो गई है।
The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later. The Sandfox knew the danger had passed. This isn't a prison. If it were, the Underkings wouldn't live in such luxury. My rat! The shaggy-faced man again cried with a pitiful look. Please bring it back to me. Yet another
अभी कहाँ
lock.
से लूंगा यार?
The Sandfox still had no tools to open it. At least I have my music.
अबे सालो, ये तो बता दो ऑब्जेक्टिव। द रिटर्न किधर? तो ही नहीं रहे हैं। कैच रेट पेट। यहाँ पे क्या है?
Others here have lost everything. ugly man glared at the Sandfox. I told you you've nothing that we'd want. I swear, if I have to eat another rat.
रेट को मार के तो नहीं लाना बे। ये है भाई, ये क्या है?
Fox friend, what have you been up to? The door was protected by a keyway too thin for the Sandfox to pick. They knew a key must be nearby.
अरे यहीं उलझ गए भे, क्या करेगा रे? इधर जाके देखते हैं।
Yet another lock. The Sandfox still had no tools to
यहाँ कैसे आऊँगा भाई?
open it.
अभी तो इधर चलो भाई।
With new footwear and a turn-up speed, the Sandfox could scale the sheerest wall. The fortress of Emperor Sharzad had once been the marvel of the world, yet now her name was all but forgotten. The Sandfox had heard rumors of the dangerous cult, dressed in yellow robes. Some said it was a new religion, but none knew anything of their purpose or who they served.
दूंगा ना मैं तेरे को बेटा। चल निकल।
These ramshackle structures were all that was left of the Bridge of Knives. Somewhere beyond lay the mausoleum, all dust, bones, and unquiet spirits. The cultists disquieted the Sandfox. More than ever, the shadows were the Sandfox's friend.
अरे धप्पा से धपाक कर दिया उसने अपन को चूहा ऊपर था ना
The Sandfox knew better than to try a knockout on a helmeted guard. But did that stop them? No. The Sandfox breathed easily again. Traitors fall. The Sandfox shuddered at the memory. Now that the Sandfox could scale sheer surfaces, old haunts offered new opportunities. They were taught to be nimble, the Kashai. Even as a child, the Sandfox knew the trick of sliding down a wall and jumping from it. This had the stillness of a place of worship. Brilliant light-capped mushroom spores illuminated the darkness, ever so slightly cheering the usually gloomy underworld. The Sandfox knew there was nothing to fear from the simple mushroom pickers. Welcome, honored Alfenic, the bearded man said. We Darklings are adherents of your ancient predecessor, Jarbu. May we be treated to a demonstration of your skills? The Darkling smiled. Cross the crags and precipices of our domain. I shall await you on the other side with a gift from your predecessor. I shall see you on the other side of our domain. I shall see you on the other side of our domain.
The water smell was stronger here. The Sandfox tasted spores of old dank mold.
The hooded figure's eyes widened. Fennec of the Gashai, you are welcome here, Sandfox. It is long since we saw one of Jarbu's kin. You are welcome, honored Fennec. It is long since we saw one of Jarbu's kin. You are welcome, honored Fennec. The Sandfox had never seen such darkness, and never would.
कहाँ ले जा रहा है? बच गए अपन।
The Darkling bowed. Ahead lies our most hallowed possession, a tool of Jarbu. As Jarbu's successor, it is rightfully yours. Take it with our blessing. Fine set of tools crafted by a Kashai artisan. With these, no common door could bar the Sandfox.
लॉक पिक आ गई, हमें अब सब दरवाजे खोल लेंगे हम। ये देखो
The Sandfox sensed danger nearby.
अरे बे
The Sandfox sensed danger nearby.
मरता नहीं भाई, मरता नहीं है। अरे यार ये ब्लू दे दे, ग्रीन करना था ना इन्होंने, जब खोल दिए तो अपन ने।
The Underking's guards were not the brightest, but even so, the Sandfox had to be careful.
पेपर में हवाबाजी करी
Cries of panic echoed through the shaft from above. Then something even worse. Silence. The Sandfox knew the danger had passed. I found my friends, the woman said. Half an hour in their company was enough. I think I prefer the solitude.
अब किधर जाना है इसकी बहस ये तो कर लिया हमने ये रेट ओके चलो
The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor. The tunnels twisted back on themselves, but the Sandfox was serene, knowing that the straightest path is often the most foolish.
अरे यार
The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor. At least I have my music. Others here have lost everything. Rats ran rampant in the dark. The Sandfox knew the rat catcher's lost pet would here be found.
मेरे ख्याल
Rats skittered beneath the Sandfox's feet. All that was necessary was to reach down and grab one.
यहाँ कैसा हुआ है जाएगा भाई
Rat friend in tow, it was time for the Sandfox to return to the shaggy-faced man. The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor.
यहाँ ना
The woman nodded. You have my thanks, she said. Here, let me return the favor.
दिमाग का ढाई कर दिया ना दिमाग का ढाई यहाँ लगा दूं यहाँ
The shaggy-faced man smiled hungrily at the rat. There you are, my delicious friend. My thanks to you, Sandfox. If you happen to see another runaway friend, he said. Between bites, do bring them back here after I've finished my meal.
ये तो लोहे का लगा हुआ है।
The ugly man glared at the Sandfox. I told you you've nothing that we'd want. The Sandfox sensed danger nearby. The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
चुपचाप चलो रे भाई। कोई बात नहीं।
Time for caution, the Sandfox thought. The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later. The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
कैसे आएगा बेटा यहाँ?
leg of meat from the Under King's store. The Sandfox was now wealthy enough to bribe the most diligent storekeeper.
डोरकीपर कौन है भाई? ये स्टेट ऑफ ब्राइब यहीं पे लगेगी, मेरे को तो लग रहा है. ये कहाँ आ गया भाई? अपन ये कहाँ आ गया?
This place was a prison. The inmates were worse than the guards. The Sandfox hid away.
इधर तो जाने का ही नहीं बोल रहा है, यही है. स्टेट ऑफ ब्राइब यहीं देना है.
The Sandfox knew the danger had passed.
This place smelled of desperation, amongst other things.
The ugly man grinned. That delicious morsel will buy you entry. And my silence. The Sandfox could hear the clink of coin and the clank of tankard. The man hiccuped and spilled wine onto his chest. They tell me I'm going into the arena. See, the scrawny man trembled. I'm going to get killed. The guard looked up at the Sandfox, eyes bloodshot. They say you've got a knack for getting into places. Perhaps we can make a deal. I've lost a lot of money on their stupid game. If you can sneak up there with this mirror, I'll be in your debt. If you'd like a lesson on how to dig a hole for yourself, talk to Jahan, the young woman said. I never saw anyone with a losing streak like his. I've been in here for 50 years and still never won a hand of cards. How can a disgraced Queen's Guard aid you? With information, of course. I secretly escorted Her Majesty to the stonemason. The bitter man paused, and my reward? False imprisonment. If you want information on the Queen, then speak to the stonemason. And be watchful for the cowardly guard who threw me down into the depths.
और जी बहुत बड़ा बना दिया भाई और माँ क्या जाना अपन को जैसे कहीं जाना ऊपर से जाना पड़ेगा अपन को
The arena sands left no trace of blood behind. Even with the fighters away to the pits, the smell of musk and sweat cloyed the air. I am Vashti, and you are useful, the woman grinned. I know a way above ground, and I'll share it with whomever defaces Roshan's portrait. The giant of a man breathed slow and deep. I must center myself before the fight. Talk to my manager, Vashti, if you need something.
मैनेजर कौन है भैया ओबे भैंस की अब यहाँ आना डिफेंस पेंटिंग अरे भैंस की पूंछ इधर तो जाना ही है हमार को कहाँ गया यहाँ तो आना ही है अरे
Back again, Master Thief. Vashti's look was quizzical. Is there not work waiting for you in Roshan's treasury?
अबे भाई यहाँ तो जाएगा ही नहीं ये बाद में आएगा यहाँ पे अबे भाई यार अरे मासी जी थैंक यू ब्रदर सब्सक्राइब चैनल अरे माँ अबे यार एक तो इन्होंने साला कूदने का जो दिया ना दिमाग करने का दिया है ठीक है तो अगर ये है ब्लैक जैक, फट से मार देता है स्टिल। ये रनिंग कर रहा है दीवार पे और ये लाख मिली है। अब ये यहाँ पर जो है ना साला, इसका हल्का मतलब ज्यादा बच गया। कूदो यहाँ से।
What am I in for? The prisoner chuckled. The cards and the fighting are what I'm in for. A faint waft of sweet smoke carried through the room. The Sandfox heard a pipe burble ever so quietly. Another ladder the Sandfox could drop. This would let the Sandfox descend further down safely. I hate serving these devils, whispered the wine girl. But I'll do it if it keeps me from going underground. Roshan's like a brother to me. I follow where he goes, always. I am Under King Roshan. The man boomed from his pillows. And I offer a royal reward to the one who humiliates Vashti's finest pit fighter. Deeper access to the Iron Hold.
Oh, fix the fight. Okay.
Why does Roshan have the best looking security down here, you might wonder? Because Roshan only hires the best.
अच्छा ये तो मिरर लगाया यहाँ पर मिरर लगाया। फाइट करते हैं।
The chandelier fell and fell straight onto the pit fighter's head, knocking him out
अब तो
cold.
अपने काम लग गया, अपन कहाँ से आएंगे इधर यार?
And so the lights come down for Vashti's prized fighter. Roshan's belly quivered with laughter. So much.
Oh, 300 gamer भाई, उमाम भाई.
It's the key to the Iron Hold. Head through the storm drains. His lip curled into a cruel smile. Of course, our association must remain a strict secret.
माफी चाहूँगा उमाम भाई.
Even my guards will know. So be watchful.
इधर भी जाने का बोल रही है बहन का टांग. किधर है भाई? अगर इधर गया मैं तो खेल लग जाएंगे मेरे. ऊपर से जाओ रहे हैं. अरे दादा.
The leather was held up by some sort of catch. The leather slid smoothly down into place. The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
अब इधर से जाएंगे. तो द आयरन होल्ड यहाँ आना है। चलो 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 नीचे चलो 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 भागो भागो भागो। तालियां बजा दी इन लोगों ने।
Prison
मिल गई।
managed by those banished underground. The din of tin cups clinking against endless bars filled the Sandfox's head. Once more, the Sandfox could relax.
यार ये क्यों नहीं कर रहा यार?
Any new stories, fox friend? Tell me your story, fox friend.
सो जा।
The prisoner howled from inside the cage, waking the sleeping guard.
सालों ने ऐसे ऐसे ट्रैप फंसाए हैं। चाबी चाहिए। अरे यार चिल्ला देता है यार।
The guard carried a key. Just this sort of thing the Sandfox was trained to take.
नहीं यार। चिल्लाता रे। यहाँ आना है बहन कटा। डिफेंस पेंटिंग।
The door was protected by a keyway too thin for the Sandfox to pick. They knew a key must be nearby. With the Sandfox weighing it down, the cage began to descend. The Sandfox breathed easily again. The Sandfox warily eyed a raving man.
ये देगा अपन को कुछ
Please
देगा।
help me, he said rather weakly. Knock him down, please. Well, that hurt. Despite the pain, the injured man's smile shone brightly. Thanks for releasing me. I've been stuck there for ages. I've been searching for Gull, a rat catcher. You'll have
यहाँ भेज दे सर्च टू गॉल।
seen him, have you? The injured man looked hopeful. After a moment, his smile dimmed slightly. You haven't then. Ugh. He headed towards the Bridge of Knives, and I haven't seen him since. Nothing bad happened to him.
अरे माँ।
Please look for Gal in the Bridge of Knives, the
No, no.
man said. I hope the cultists didn't get him. Time for caution, the Sandfox thought. Another guard with a key. The Sandfox knew what to do. A guard, a key. Easy.
पहले उधर जाऊं मैं यार। चलो इधर का करते हैं अपन।
Some locks are beyond even the skill of the Sandfox. Swiping keys from unwary guards, however, is not. A terrible shriek echoed against the stone. The Sandfox knew to expect the guards. The brutes had been chosen to serve the Underkings for their strength, not their intelligence. With the Sandfox weighing it down, the cage began to descend.
काय को रुका अपन?
A terrible shriek echoed against the stone. The Sandfox knew to expect the guards.
अरे यहाँ से ऊपर चले जाऊंगा मैं। यार सालों ने ऐसा ट्रैप बिछाया है।
The Sandfox's ears perked.
अरे
Familiar sound hung in the air, louder than it. A terrible shriek echoed against the stone. The Sandfox knew to expect the guards. Another guard with a key. The Sandfox knew what to do. The Sandfox's ears perked. You there? I say, you there?
से रो रही है।
The old fop wagged a finger.
तब से रो रहा तू।
The Sandfox. I need a new cell away from these riffraff and madmen. One with a few. Pray, will you forge orders for a transfer in the
ये तेरी तो।
captain's office?
चाबी है बेटा तेरे कन्ने। अरे यार
A guard, a key. Easy. Good heavens, what on earth are you still doing here? Pray go and forge the transference at once. Good heavens, what on earth are you still doing here? Pray go and forge the transference at once.
सो जा यार भाई। बच गए भाई, बच गए।
The ingenious ladder unfurled as the catch was released. Underfoot, the rickety platform creaked and groaned. The Sandfox knew it wouldn't hold much weight, especially if they dropped something heavy on it from above. Another helmeted guard. The Sandfox knew they couldn't be knocked out. The Sandfox breathed easily again.
ये कहाँ गए हम? नई ability.
A Kashai chest plate. They offered no defense except offense. For with this, the Sandfox could drop from up high. The Sandfox would be fine. The target would not. Exhausted, the Sandfox called upon years of training.
अरे भैया इसके
With a great thundering crack, the wood splintered, and the Sandfox crashed right through. Underfoot, the rickety platform creaked and groaned.
यहाँ कैसे जाऊँगा?
A rickety platform. The Sandfox knew it could be broken with enough force. The platform could not withstand the Sandfox's forceful descent.
यहाँ जाना अपन को। ये तो इधर धुप्पलबाजी हो गई बहन कटा। यहाँ आ गया अपन।
Time for caution. The Sandfox thought.
अरे यार बत्ती हो गई वहां पे यार।
The Sandfox sensed danger nearby. It is good to see a friendly face, said the man. Have you seen Navid? He wandered off with something of mine.
साले हो
I'll confess I'm worried.
बेबे उधर जाने कोई रे।
Said the man. Navid owes me 2 knuckle bones. I wonder where he's got to. The Sandfox breathed
बोर्ड के ऊपर
easily again.
हाँ अब
This place, oof, sprang up next door to the dead hands domain. We've been made to patrol the boneways since, pretending to be undead, to scare off the cultists. Anything to keep them and their dustwalkers away. This place is connected to many others all around the kingdom. Should you ever need to get around quickly, just tell me. I will get you where you need to go.
कहाँ गया भाई
Suit yourself. I am your humble guide. Say the word and I'll get you where you need to go.
अबे साला मेडन ये तो गलत दिया ना मेरे
Suit yourself. अरे भेद Commissioned by the Queen. A place only spoken of in hushed tones, either reverent or frightened dust walkers. They engaged peacefully with the cultists. It was then the Sandfox knew for certain this cult and the vile sorcerers of the Blackened Sands were in league with each other. The Sandfox knew better than to try a knockout on a helmeted guard. But did that stop them? No.
ये तो गायब हो के आएगा भाई गायब होकर तो मारेगा भाग बेटा
Here one moment, there the next. The Sandfox watched in amazement as the Dustwalkers vanished and reappeared.
अरे यार यहाँ पर बाद में आएंगे अरे भेज
The Sandfox knew this grate couldn't be passed right now. It would have to be remembered for later.
ये यहाँ पर टंगेगा भाई, टंगना ये टंग रही है ये तो। बच गए, बच गए। अरे बे, एक सेकंड जल्दी कर दिया भाई। अरे भैया
Once more, the Sandfox could relax. अबे यार किधर से गया था मैं? Commissioned by the Queen. A place only spoken of in hushed tones, either irreverent or frightened dust walkers. They engaged peacefully with the cultists. It was then the Sandfox knew for certain this cult and the vile sorcerers of the Blackened Sands were in league with each other. Here one moment, there the next. The Sandfox watched in amazement as the Dustwalker vanished and reappeared.
बहुत ही बढ़िया गा के
Here
हम
the
भैया यहाँ
old
पे।
and new joined together. Above, the tombs old, held up by the new below. Built in secret, there was something peculiar about the lift shaft. It warranted a
Cradle.
closer inspection. Strong smell of herbs overwhelmed the air. It soothed the Sandfox to breathe it in. The lock of the highest quality kept the door shut tight. The key couldn't be too far away. Amongst the rat catchers, the Sandfox had nothing to fear. Water and light, the ill woman could not speak. She could only wheeze. The Sandfox heard every breath rattle in the chest of the ill woman. The Sandfox found another sheet of music.
म्यूजिक को चाहिए ना छोटी को ये यहाँ पे चाहिए यहाँ पे ये म्यूजिक शीट यहाँ पर मिली साली आवाज कम है आपकी अरे बहुत डेंजर गेम है गेम ऑडियो ज्यादा है
The lantern bearers had repurposed the tomb. The sick man sank deeper and deeper into fitful delirium.
प्रिंस पर्सिया बना दिया भैया इसको तो
The water ran quickly through the sluice and splashed on the Sandfox's
देख लेते
feet.
यहाँ पे क्या है का ध्यान रखा गया एकदम बच्चे को उठता है यार इधर नहीं जाएगा
The waters from the gardens above had seeped down below, creating strange, slippery growth. The nimble Sandfox, always sure of food, had finally met their match. As soon as they stepped on the green growth, they could not help but to slip away. The ladder slid smoothly down into place.
अब देखो आप जादू देखो
The ingenious ladder unfurled as the catch was released.
सीधे चढ़ो देख रहे हो विनोद अरे माँ की ओह माय गॉड अरे यार तो लग रहा था सामने वाली दीवार से आना अपन को तो जाएगा नहीं बच गया रे यहाँ से कूदना अपन को। देखो तरुण भी, अरे यार ये वाला कंप्लीट होके मैं खाना खाऊंगा यार, बिना टाइम का। अरे भैया और क्या बाकी था? टाइमिंग भी दे दिया बहन का भाई, अब तो पार कर देगा तुम्हारा भाई। ललिता पहले इधर देख ले अपन, कुछ है क्या? जरा से मर जाएंगे अपन। लो ऊपर का कर लो। मेरे को लग रहा है यहाँ पर कुछ था यार, कि अपन को चढ़वा के आ सकता है।
The ladder slides smoothly down into
हिम्मत
place.
करने वालों की दुआ होती है, हिम्मत करने वालों की दया होती है। आ गए बाबू, आ गए। मैंने बोला ना, ये देखो यहाँ पर आ गया अपन, क्योंकि मुझे लगा कुछ। देखा?
The Sandfox had made it to the other side. And although they're pleased with themselves, the ingenious ladder unfurled as the catch was released. Not withstand the Sandfox's forceful descent.
अबे तू यहाँ क्यों आ गया? मैं अरे भाई मिलेगा ना भाई, ऐसा मिलेगा।
The palaces of Karaman had deep
Ingress.
roofs. The pillars supporting the palace had their base here, deep in the earth.
ये रूप पे चढ़ने वाला कुछ मिलेगा, बस इसके बाद में अपन कर देंगे जय सिया राम, जय राधे श्याम। तेरी भी
This place is a mystery to me. Why'd the queen build a fancy new mausoleum over the old one? And why dig up the old kings and bring them here? The dead hand's very, very mad about that. Of course, what's most interesting is the latest scandal. Someone stole the king's corpse. Anyway, that's enough about this place. Tell me what you've been up to.
अबे यहाँ से तो नीचे चले जाएंगे अपन, यहाँ जाएंगे।
Is there elsewhere in the kingdom you need to be? Suit yourself. I
अबे
am
पूरा
your
मैप दिखा
humble
रहा है।
guide. Say the word and I'll get you where you need to go.
ये इसका पूरा मैप दिखा रहा है, और ये यहाँ का।
Suit yourself.
एक तो इधर है और यहाँ पर है फास्ट ट्रेवल। यहाँ आना है अपन को, म्यूजिक सीट ले ली अपन ने, इधर के दो हैं,
Oh,
तो अभी इधर चलो।
with the exception of the masons who built the noble traverse, only those of aristocratic lineage had ever set foot on this walkway until the Sandfox arrived. Time for caution, the Sandfox thought. Here, long dead kings found repose amongst the blooming flowers and budding trees. The Sandfox breathed easily again.
अबे वहां पर चलो भाइयों, बाद में खेलेंगे, जब तक के लिए दीजिए इजाजत। जय हिंद, जय भारत। इफ यू लाइक आवर कंटेंट, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब आवर